Okay, good afternoon, folks. Hope everyone is well. Let me have a look. Last day of the month. Unbelievable how quick things are going, aren't they? Let me just dull down that a bit. Bear me just a second. So I'm glowing there. That's a bit better. Okay. Okay, so okay, Karina, good morning. Jan, how you doing, buddy? Speedy, how you doing? Tony, how you doing? Okay, for quickly, I have just been. Let me have a look. Apex payouts. Another $1,800 from Apex payout. So that's just been. It's actually been paid as well. Yeah, $1,800 down there. So that takes me up to, for the end of the month, that takes me up to $4,700. So 2 good starts to the month. So let me have a look. Let's see. I'm running a bit late at the moment. So I haven't marked anything up. We got news today. I haven't had a chance to download your updated news app. I was about to do it, and then I realised there's no news today anyway, so I'll do it after or in a bit. So started off, I think, more or less. It's hard to say, actually. We had that big move down, so whether we're having a couple of legs before some more, but started off looking more rangy at the moment. Let me just open an order and just see if everything opens.
Order submitted.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Perfectly. 1 contract.
Order canceled.
3 ticks, 3 ticks. Excellent. Everything is working superb. That's, yeah, okay. So let's see how we get on today anyway. Last day, but it's been a good week for me. I actually took another trade yesterday on a couple of accounts. In fact, I took 2 trades yesterday on a couple of accounts, just individual ones. So I'm going to have to nip off for a little bit. So I've got to drop my daughter at the hairdresser's at around about 4 o'clock. So around about 10 to 4, I'm going to have to nip off. So what I might do is just leave me screen running, so maybe you two can chat amongst yourselves or something, or you lot can chat amongst yourselves. So I've literally got to drop her off and come back. So I don't want to finish early because I'd like to sort of complete the week. So that's around about 1:45, 10 to 4, something like that. So an hour and 20 minutes, somewhere about there. So down. Yeah, it's looking like that, isn't it? Daryl, how you doing, buddy? FSN, thank you, mate. I appreciate that. 20 accounts. Yeah, I started with them yesterday, actually. So the good thing is now I can concentrate on trading them, and instead of paying, once you've technically got 20 paid for, you shouldn't really be paying any more money. Certainly not to Apex. So channel down. Let me have a look. Channel down with an overshoot. So is that going to push up from there? It could do. I don't want to assume, because a lot of the times that first one gets triggered and stopped out, but it is an overshoot, so that may count for a push-up. But as I say, often that first one will trigger and stop out, which it has. So we've come down and touched there. If we can get a higher low, I wouldn't mind riding that back to the EMA if we can. Now, is this an overshoot? I'd say it probably is, because it's not really doing anything particularly tight around that EMA. The midline, sorry. So I'd say that's probably, but after we've had this big move down, you know, it may continue down, or it may pull back a little bit and continue down. It's hard to say. Yeah, it's been okay, actually. Thank you, Karina. I appreciate that. What I'm going to do, I think, it's just getting a bit confusing, taking bits here and bits there. So what I'm probably going to do is let these accounts just focus on the trade over the next month. And I think the last week in March, I'll go through That's interesting. The last week in March, I think I'll just go through them and select payments from whatever rather than doing bits here and there because it just gets confusing what's paid, what isn't. Thanks, Jan. I appreciate that, buddy. So I think it's going to be easier. Just wait until the end of the month, then going through them all and going, I'll take this from that from that, and so on and so forth. Because you check in every 5 minutes and some approve. You know, it's a little bit finicky. So I'd rather just let it run for the week. So we have broke overnight lows. That is an overshoot, so it could result in a reversal. The trouble is it went up that quick. There was no real entry for starters. And there is a possibility if it is wider, it could just be a couple of attempts to push and it may come down. Whether it will or not is a different matter. So I'm just going to put that there for now. So overnight lows, probably overnight highs up here, I'd say. So Thomas Wade's got it as an overshoot. I haven't had a chart from Dan yet. I have another payout in review now, but we'll get did not break in. Yeah, I've got to say, when I've bent the rules, it's been denied. When I've followed the rules, it's been paid. So I'm actually not worried. The trouble is, you know, you all hear little things about Apex and stuff like that, and you can't help but be a little bit concerned. But I have to be honest and say, if I've followed the rules, I've been paid. I personally have never had an issue with them. Now, when they, in fact, what I'll say first is that first year I was trading, the payments I got, I'm telling you now, were down to pure luck because I wasn't trading properly. So I got paid when I probably shouldn't have. So I can't really grumble, do you know what I mean? So if people are breaking the rules, like let's say, for instance, Alpine. Now, I don't blame Alpine for that. It was a loophole, and he took advantage of it. You can't blame people for a loophole. You know, there's a amount of tax loopholes in there. If I came across a loophole that I could pay less tax, I damn well would. So you can't blame him for that. But in real terms, you can't trade a real live account that way because he was prepared to lose the account if it went against him. Now, you've only got to lose the account once, and that's the end of it. But with evaluations, with paying $125 whatever dollars they are, all he had to do is get out to that payment level, take 2,000, rinse and repeat. So it worked the way things were, but you couldn't trade your own money like that. Impossible. Which is why he's struggling a bit now, and he's not going to earn as much money. And I'd say the same with Nutty as well. It's not as easy as it was because you have to keep a certain amount in there. Now, I think that's a good thing because I would say probably 99% of all the accounts that I got paid on, I ended up blowing the accounts pretty quick. So I actually wouldn't mind a trade here. Trouble is, it's bloody huge. Let's just get on a limit order. No, it's not going to do it, is it? Oh, okay.
Order
let's see if it does. That's coming down to get me, that is.
Order
okay,
filled.
So we're down one. Woof. See, it was 2 legs down, and it did push up, but 1, 2, 3. So we're down 200 odd. It was a little bit. The ATR's up a little bit at the moment, so not to worry. It was 2 legs down, and it did kind of work, but do you know, as soon as I got in it, I thought straight away it's bouncing off that midline. So we're down 1, but that's fine. No issues. It's going to happen sometimes. You got out for 6 ticks. Yeah, it pushed. I got it on a limit order. To be fair, I expected it to go up a little bit more. So that's fine. It was clearly a second entry long. Now, sometimes I give it an extra tick. If I'd have given it an extra tick there, it may have worked. I usually do, but it happened that quick. I didn't really get a chance, but let's see. Sometimes that extra tick makes a difference. So it wouldn't have done in this case, so it made sense to do that. So we got a range here, so let's see if okay.
Order submitted.
I'm going to put this further up here because that is a fail break out the range. Or this could be the quickest day I've ever had. Push up range, breakout, hopefully fails. Hopefully. Oh my good grief, let's give it an extra tick. So far we're holding, we'll see, it's not looking good. There's definitely a battle going on, that's for certain. This could be the quickest day I've had for a while.
Order filled.
Ouch. Now that's a stinger. Wow. So we push up, we go sideways, we have a breakout, which looks like it fails. It looks like 2 legs down, get in it, goes up a little bit, comes down, stings me out. So let's have a look. This is going to be a short day today, so it wouldn't have given me 3 points anyway. So let's have a look. Medium news. I've not got any news on my chart at the moment. And now look at that. So down, woof, that's a stinger, that is. That's a fair chunk. So that ATR is quite high today, see, so wow, 2 losses in a row. That's been a while since I've done that. So there we go. Chicago. I've not got it in any of my charts, to be honest with you. So I'm down an average of, wow. The trouble is, when you got, now, if you take one individual account and think you're 500 down, it's not the end of the world, but it's happened over 20 accounts. Now, it happens. That's so frustrating. Look at that when it does that. It does happen. So it just looks bad because it's loads of accounts. But there you go. So, leg up. God, that's so frustrating when you think it's going to go up. It comes back and does exactly. That is so frustrating to see that. I've got to say, that's frustrating. Takes you out for a few ticks and then ends up going exactly where you think. Let's have a look. Has somebody else took that? Failed breakout. Got it drawn the same. Oh, I think Dan might have took it as well. Let's have a look. I think a few people took that. Let's have a look. Someone said out. Depends how many points you took. It was on my EK News. I didn't put it up today because I haven't got it on any of my other charts, which I usually do. I mean, it wouldn't have been in the news anyway, would it? News would be 1:45. We're not there yet. It is so frustrating that we got 2 legs back. I like that. It went up a bit, came down, and ended up doing exactly what I bloody thought in the first place. So, down 500 odd per account. That's a chunk, that is. Well, I can't trade now anyway, to be honest with you. I don't know why my accounts are showing grey. I thought that was going to work, to be fair, the way that was going up. I thought it was going to launch up there. God, that's so frustrating. Yeah, I mean, 3 trades and I'm more or less back there. It's not the end of the world. It's just that ATR's rather high today. I thought that was okay, to be honest with you. It was a second entry. And I thought small channel up, we go up again. And it went up a bit and then dropped. And then I took that one, which was their fail breakout. We pushed big bearish down, which triggered and started to move straight up, and it just didn't work. Yeah, I never put it up because it's not on any of my other charts for some reason. But to be honest with you, that wasn't during the news, was it? Because the news is Q2, which is a minute ago. So it wouldn't even have been in the news. Let me just see. I've not got it on my other chart again, which is unusual. So look. Where is it? US 130. Oh, medium. Yeah, 45. It wasn't here anyway, to be honest with you. It was there. The news was there. And to be honest with you, it hasn't really done anything. So it is frustrating when it does what you expect it to do, but it triggers you out first. That is frustrating, that is. Do you know, I leave a lot of those and I miss out on them. And the one time we push up and we rattle around here and we have a failed breakout. Oh, I don't know. Let's just see if anybody else took that. See, to me, I can't see how you would. That wouldn't be a nice looking trade. Perhaps it was. I think Mac will mark it, but let me just take these. Copy image. Yeah, see, I thought that was okay. It was second entry long. You can't argue about that. It is frustrating when it does that. That's kind of what I expected it to do. But there's no point in moaning about it, is there? I mean, look at that. That ATR's high today. Yeah, see, Dan's got that as just one channel. And it is clearly 2 legs back, isn't it? First loss, what was your trigger target? Should have worked. 3 points. Yeah, see, it didn't quite hit me target there. It didn't hit the new high, did it? So that was just probably a bit unlucky. Let me have a look. No. So, yeah, I mean, there's no way it would have hit me target there. I suppose the only thing it came into contact was with that midline. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, a little bit more and it would have worked, that one. And if I'd have taken that one, I'd have probably left that one because I tend to avoid them straight after. It's just unfortunate that ATR's high and they were relatively big losses. They were about 250, 275 a piece. So it just stings that little bit more. But that's fine. It's going to happen at times. I mean, that's the worst I've had for, I'd say, over a month. So it's only per count. It just looks like a big number, doesn't it? But there's no point in moaning about it anyway. So I might as well finish there. I'm going to be finishing early today anyway. I've got to take my daughter to the hairdresser, so I might as well finish today and just leave it for the weekend and come back. Good day. Look at the lower high after the break, new extreme. The lower high. So you are not able to take another. No, I have it locked, my Ninja Trader. See, I used to have it one trade, one loss when I had 2 contracts, but because I brought it down to 1 contract, I give myself 2 losses. I mean, I'm down for over 500 per account, so I don't really want to trade, because if you're down 2 losses, I think you're best off. Let's have a look. Yeah, it is one of those things. Let's have a look. Sacred George Islands. They took the lower high after the break, new extreme. See, we had a break, but we didn't have a new extreme, did we? And the lower high, you don't know whether it's going to trap it. So we had that big bear bar. And they say most breakouts fail, so we put it's looking rangy to me, which is another reason why. So many times I'll see those and not take them, and I miss out. So I saw it. We kind of had 2 legs down. We had a breakout, which usually fail. It triggered. It started to push up. Unfortunately, it didn't push up enough. See, I usually go for 3 points. It went up. You know, another few ticks, and that kind of, mind you, I ended up bringing me profit up here. It's your second trade or third entry on your chart. At 44. You're on about that one, aren't you? Yeah, see, we saw this and then a lower high. Well, I mean, that happened after I was already in the trade, wasn't it? And it came down. I'm not sure which one you're on about. Yeah, but it pushes up and it goes sideways, and then it breaks out, which you usually fail. See, I think Marco took it, but he only goes for 6 ticks. So, and it's one of those things, isn't it? It's just unfortunate we had that one straight after, and I got into it. But it went sideways, and we kind of had a leg and a leg down, but it happens, isn't it? It's talking about the lower high after the leg to the new high. You got about that lower high there? Yeah, I can see the lower high, which came down and there, but then it looked like it got trapped, because most breakouts of ranges fail. So that, to me, it goes up, comes back, goes up, comes back, goes up. It's clearly ranging. So as it falls out, most times that happens, it'd fail, and it did. But not before it came down a touch further and then pushed up. Mac would take that. I think Mac will mark it, but there's enough points for Mac. So it went 2.5 points. So I think it was an okay trade. It's just one of those ones that just didn't make enough, and unfortunately neither did that one. So it's just one of them things. It just unfortunately happened twice in succession. Let's have a look. Yeah, see, Thomas Wade's got that as going up. I'm surprised he didn't mark that himself. I really am. Yeah, I know what you mean. It just won't let you do it for some reason. I don't know why. It's one of those things. I mean, it did what I expected it to, have a second leg up. Unfortunately, it just took me out by about, I don't know, 1.5, something like that, but whatever it was before it did it. But now it's slashing around sideways. It's just one of those things. I mean, I don't think that was a bad trade. It's clearly 2 legs down. The trouble is, it's on a Friday when Mac doesn't do it. So I think Mac will mark that. Clearly a second entry. 2 legs down off the key entry point, and it did work for 2 points or whatever. And then we're clearly bouncing off there. We're clearly bouncing off here. And then we got a breakout, which, well, would have failed. But so, I mean, it went up for 2.5 points. So you got 2 points out of it. But I go for 3 points, which is an extra point. But if you think about all those extra points I get, it still covers for those losses, doesn't it? So it's one of those things anyway. So I'm not going to dwell on it. It happens. It's going to happen. I mean, up until this, my win rate is at just under 90. It's 90 something percent my win rate. So it's good at the moment. Let me have a look at it. It's obviously going to change now. Yeah. See, my win rate's good at the moment. It's at 89%. That's obviously going to change things, but it's one of them things, isn't it? So I'll mark this up now. So let me just get rid of that. It's just unfortunate that ATR is high as well, so that's put an extra sting in the tail. Not sure why it's gone grey. But there you go. So that's the whole idea of having that. Just turning in, and also took both of the blue trades for 6 ticks. They were winners, although I was considering your 3-point target. Yeah, so both of them went for 6 ticks. That one went for 2 points. That one, not quite 2 points, but it was a second entry long. And that one kind of was a failed breakout, but it went up for a bit, but then obviously down a little bit more before it did what I expected it to do. But now it is chopping around sideways. So it's not a major issue. It's not a major issue. It's going to happen. I mean, if I'd have been taking 2 contracts, that would have been a sting I may not have come back from. But that's the whole idea of having this extra protection thing. 3 trades and I'm back in that vicinity, so it's not the end of the world. So I'm going to knock out on the head there, folks. I've got to take my daughter to the hairdressers in about 40 minutes anyway, so I'm going to get away. So best of luck today. It's a finicky old start, I think. And I'll be back again on Monday. So have a great weekend. Stay safe, and we will catch up on Monday. Bye for now.